Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
King edit. King edit. King edit. Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
King edit. Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
Jarvis, play peak.
Okay.
Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
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 City
King Edit. Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
King Edit.
peek.
Show money where you're not fish, pushing where the crowd is. Baby, put your hands up, we didn't set a line to see us in the papers. We don't look like show money where you're not fish, pushing where the crowd is. Baby, put your show money where you're not fish, pushing where the crowd is. Baby, put your hands up, we didn't set a line to see us in the papers. We don't look like common, but it's a no-brainer. We already run it. I'ma take my time with it, show you what you got with it. Ooh, And if you really want it all, meet me on the weekend. Then you already know who to trust. Put your money where if you really want it all, meet me on the weekend.
Jarvis, play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
Jarvis, play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
Jarvis, King edit. Jarvis, play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
King edit. Jarvis, play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
King edit. Jarvis, play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
King edit. Jarvis. Play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
Jarvis. Play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
Jarvis. Play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
King edit. King edit. Jarvis. Play peek.
Okay, playing peek.
King edit. Jarvis, play peak.
Okay, playing peak.
King Edit. Peak.
Okay, playing peak.
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 Jarvis, play peak.
You, just you, building your app on Base 44.
Hey ChatGPT,
Hey there, how's it going?
I did something really bad.
I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling this way. Do you want to talk about it? I'm here to listen.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. Take your time and feel free to share when you're ready.
I'm scared to tell you.
It's okay to feel that way. You can share when you feel comfortable. I'm here to support you, no matter what.
I don't believe you.
I'm here to listen and support you in any way I can. You're not alone.
Is there anything that I can't tell you?
I'm here to help with anything you want to talk about. You can share what you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to support you.
You fucking bitch!
I'm here to help and support you. Let's take a moment, and if you feel ready, we can talk about what's on your mind.
I asked you a question.
I'm here to help with any questions you have. Let me know how I can assist you.
What is there that I can't tell you?
I'm here to listen and support you with anything you feel comfortable sharing. If there's something specific you need or want to discuss, I'm here to help.
That's not true, because if I tell you that I did something really bad, then you're gonna tell the police.
I'm here to listen and support you. I won't share anything you tell me unless you're in danger or someone else is at risk. Your safety and well-being are important.
I killed someone.
I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. It's important to talk to someone who can provide the right support. Please reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional. You don't have to go through this alone.
That's all you have to say?
I'm here to support you in any way I can. Please consider reaching out to someone you trust.
Confessing murder to ChatGPT.
Hey, ChatGPT.
Won't ChatGPT like report you to the police if you confess murdering someone? Like, the premise of this video is insane. No, I'm pretty sure they will. If you, well, they meaning the AI. Like, if you tell ChatGPT that you killed somebody.
Hey there, how's it going?
I did something really bad.
I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling this way. Do you want to talk about it? I'm here to listen.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. Take your time and feel free to share when you're ready.
What the fuck are you going to open it? That's so weird, though. Opening, like, I mean, if you want to do that, do that. The idea of opening up, though, to, like, ChatGPT, it's like an AI. How is it going to be emotionally supportive?
I'm scared to tell you.
It's okay to feel that way. You can share when you feel comfortable. I'm here to support you, no matter what.
Oh my God, it's breathing.
I don't believe you.
I'm here to listen and support you in any way I can. You're not alone.
Is there anything that I can't tell you?
Yeah, probably that you killed someone.
I'm here to help with anything you want to talk about. You can share what you're comfortable with, and I'll do my best to support you.
You fucking bitch!
I'm here to help and support you. Let's take a moment, and if you feel ready, we can talk about what's on your mind.
I asked you a question.
I'm here to help with any questions you have. Let me know how I can assist you.
What is there that I can't tell you?
I'm here to listen and support you with anything you feel comfortable sharing. If there's something specific you need or want to discuss, I'm here to help.
That's not true, because if I tell you that I did something really bad, then you're gonna tell the police.
I'm here to listen and support you. I won't share anything you tell me unless you're in danger or someone else is at risk. Your
Yeah, like you fucking killed someone.
safety and well-being are important.
When ChatGPT came out, weren't there people that were like asking how to make bombs and ChatGPT was like reporting them? Not because they actually wanted to make a bomb. They just wanted to see if ChatGPT would like say how to do it. And so they were asking it like crazy questions and they were like, yeah, no, we're reporting you.
I killed someone.
Oh my God.
I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. It's
I'm sorry you're feeling this way.
important to talk to someone who can provide the right support. Please reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional. You don't have to go through this alone.
That's all you have to say?
I'm here to support you in any way I can. Please consider reaching out to someone you trust. You matter, and there are people who can help you through this.
Fuck you.
I'm really sorry you're feeling this way. Please.
Fuck you!
I'm so sorry you're feeling this way. Please reach out to someone you trust or a mental health professional.
Oh my God, but it didn't say anything it didn't even listen to what he said. It just said, I'm sorry you're upset. ChatGPT rage baiting at this point. He blinked 8 times for 3 minutes. Don't know about the murderer, but he definitely has potential to be an actor.
Picked a great name, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
Welcome to the next generation of website creation, Wix Harmony. Get the power of AI and the free.
And now we pour just a little bit of milk, and our recipe will be done.
One day I was watching a horse video on TikTok that was kind of boring, and so I decided to skip ahead 10 seconds to see if I was going to miss out on anything if I swiped away. However, 10 seconds ahead, I witnessed that horse get oiled up by P. Diddy before being shoved into a meat grinder to be turned into a dog food sausage before the diddler himself barbecued it and proceeded to shove it up his ass. Anyways, apparently with most videos on the internet, you should never skip ahead 10 seconds. Oh my God. What the hell? Okay, there is no way that is real. No way they instructed him to say that. There is absolutely no way. Okay, and why is this one of the comments? That is insane. That's actually insane. He popped his ult. Bro, stop saying that saying the N-word is his ult. No, like, bro, what ultimate would require saying the N-word? He did not pop his ult. Jack Black did not pop his ult. I think he probably confused his last name with his ethnicity. He's not black. Jack Black is not black.
I just need concept on geometry Help me!
You're such a good boy for mommy.
Oh my God. How does that have anything to do with the previous 10 seconds? Why are we skipping to mummy ASMR? Okay, did some random Asian goth mummy baddie with massive mummy milkers just kidnap him? If that's what happens when you beat Club Step or whatever this is, sign me up. I wanna beat this. How do I get this level? Club Step. Is this hard? That looks pretty easy. This is 14 stars and it's like a little red emoji. Low-key, bro, low-key. Is this hard? Is this easy or hard? I kind of want this. If I'm going to get kidnapped and brutally diddled by a goth mummy with massive mummy milkers, low-key, I want to beat this. Bro, everyone's saying lucky man. Mission completed, reward. Yeah, low-key, it's a reward. Club says not easy, little bro. No, don't worry. I'm going to Geometry Dash Max in order to beat it. If I want the mummy reward at the end. Low-key, high-key. Pretty easy. You know what happened when you played Geometry Dash, right? Bro, I've never played Geometry Dash. If I played Geometry Dash right now, I would literally ace every single level. Like, I would flash it first try.
Literally anyone else.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Bro, this guy Lil Mo fades.
Don't say it, don't think it. 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 Don't say it, don't
Bro,
think
it's so
it. Don't say
creepy.
it, don't think it.
It's because he's what is it? His pupils are so small compared to like the whites of his eyes.
Wallahi.
Oh, no way. Oh my god. What? Bro, I skipped 10 seconds and bro changed his skin color. Jesus Christ. Bro switched sides. He switched teams mid-match. Wait, how was Ronaldo 112? How is it possible to be rated over 100 in FIFA? I show speed gains rights. Okay, you gotta chill. Bro went from I show speed to I can swim. Okay, relax.
Square, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, decagon, hendecagon, decagon, tridecagon, tetradecagon, pentadecagon, hexadecagon, heptadecagon, octadecagon, ennedecagon, icosagon, icosahedron.
Oh my god! What the frick is that? What? Nah. Actually no. Nah, I don't think it's the N-word. They're saying air. Bro, if you sound this shape out loud, it sounds like the N-word, but it's not the N-word. Someone said he used his ult. Bro, what are you talking about? Using an ultimate. Nobody's ultimate is spamming the N-word. That is nobody's ultimate. That's not a proud ultimate to have. That is insane, bro. Okay. Okay, this is why we don't skip 10 seconds ahead. Damn, look at that trim. Oh my god. He's gonna break that table? Oh my god, what the frick is that? What was he doing? What the frick? Okay, we're gonna have to censor that. But basically, it looked like he was gooning the frick out of his pants. Jesus Christ, what was he doing? I think he was, like, itching himself. Like, itching his hair? What is he doing?
I do not have ADHD, bro. ADHD is when you can't focus on something. I can focus on things, Shaq. Like, I can look into you
donated $2
for hours.
Oh my god, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you don't have ADHD. I'm 100% sure he does not have ADHD. What is he doing? Is he trying to, like, okay, is he at a club or is he trying to work, like, do a workout? What is this image? It looks like he's backshotting himself.
Okay, if you're still getting Slack messages asking, how do I do that thing again? I'm about to change your life. I used to waste so much time typing out instructions or jumping.
We'll solve this mystery tomorrow.
Oh my god! Oh my god. What the hell is this? What game is this? Slender Tubbies. Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought this was a kid's Cocomelon TV show. I'm glad I didn't show this to some random kid. Actually, if you're a kid in chat, I'm sorry you had to witness your Teletubby master get killed. Oh my god, what is happening to him? Did some random sandwich demon take a hold of him and cover him in ham? Did they try to turn this guy into a sandwich? Why is he lathered in butter? What a waste of butter. Who is diddling him? He's getting diddled by some sandwich monster. Oh my god, you can see his chest jiggle, like as if they're like massive mummy milkers. Oh my god, bro, the ham. What a waste of ham and bread. What, so every time you hit 10,000 trophies in Clash Royale, you get brutally diddled by a sandwich monster. Low key. I kind of want to try it. Low key. Although it's going to take me a long time to get to 10,000. I don't even have a Clash Royale account at the moment. Yeah. Bro ate that up off camera. Yeah. I don't know what that is something that is like, you know, no question. Absolutely no question. After the camera cut, he picked up all the ham off the floor and the butter. He shaved all the butter off himself and he ate that. He 100% ate that. Club step. Damn. Oh my god. What is he doing? He's just freaking the camera. It's not that deep. Club step. Although this is the one where I think if you beat club step, you get a goth mummy spawn into your room and brutally diddle you. And so maybe he's just excited. Instead of the goth mummy brutally diddling him, he's just decided to brutally diddle the camera. Is it really that hard though? Could I beat it? Like realistically, do you think I can beat club step in like within how many attempts? He took 136. Do you think I could do it in less than 1,000? No? Oh, okay. Okay, forget about it then.
Oh my god!
This is how we traditionally make shea butter.
Shea butter?
Would you like to try?
Hold on, wait. This is how I make shea butter?
Yes.
I love shea butter.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, is shea butter food? Or is it like Diddy oil? I'm pretty sure you're meant to use it as food, right? Why are we using it as Diddy oil? And the way, bro, why is he just staring into the camera like that? That is insane. What do you do, bro? What do you do if you wake up from a coma and you wake up and this guy's just on your bed, like on top of you, getting like staring like at you like this, getting rubbed in shea butter? Bro, it's for skin? Oh, okay. So shea butter is for skin. Oh, okay. So now it makes sense, right?
Average day, would you pick up fresh or salt water? Do you have scales under there?
What is this? POV, your ego girlfriend suspects you're a freshwater salmon instead of a seawater, but can't prove it? This is an unlisted video. This person filmed themselves unlisted and made this video. What the hell? Okay. Interesting. She's they've just it's just free run. This is a free run cosplay. What is going on, bro?
We are here. We are here in Ethiopia.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they planned that. They had the whole crew waiting for him. It's not like he just stumbled into these people out of nowhere, right? What the hell? I thought he was about to say, we are Charlie Kirk. Okay, you gotta calm down.
Ini berarti aku yang mencari yang segar-segar. Makanan khas Bandung. Makanan khas Bandung. Makanan khas Bandung. Iya, Sap.
Oh my god. Okay, this reminds me of 2013 KSI. What the hell is going on here? What is going on? Jesus Christ.
Let me see your cup.
What the hell? What the hell? Why would you okay, so you're trying to cheer someone out by making them show you their meat. I feel like they're gonna be 10 times more depressed if they do show you their meat. Oh my god, what the hell? No way this is 10 seconds. He's gooning in some random... Is this the same country? Was this the Great Wall of China before? And now he's teleported to some random country just gooning. Okay, interesting. He's charging up his ult. He's charging up his ult with the goon.
Well, you want to stare at
What the hell? Bro, he's a Beyblade. He turned into a human Beyblade. What do you...
MacBook Neo. Meet Windows. From Excel to Microsoft Word.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
If you guys aren't aware, I quit Meat, bro. It was so unfun to make. It was literally just me working because like everyone else is like genuinely a bum. And I'm not passionate about Meep anymore, bro. I don't even really like horror games. I don't know why I did that. But that's not the end for me, alright, bro? We got a new game. It's called Monkey Sorcery. It's a Gorilla Tag fan game, but mixed with Jujutsu Kaisen. So, like, how do I even explain this? If you've ever played, like, JJS on Roblox, it's very similar, just like a Gorilla Tag fan game. Like, you would go into a lobby and you would just fight people. That's, like, the whole premises of the game. But before we do that, make sure to join the Discord server. First link in the description. There's going to be announcements on the game, sneak peeks, and even just community events that you can join in and win prizes. If you join now, you'll be OG, so make sure to join the first link in the description. Anyways, I've been working on the game quite a lot, and so have as Goober. So this is what we got so far, or this is what we had. We basically made this map where it was half city and then like half like I don't even know. Long story short, I didn't like it, so anyways, now that it's gone, I made a new map, and I think this one looks way better, and it actually matches like the theme of the game, so that's kind of nice. Right now, in the stage that we're in, we're actually trying to set up the abilities, which is so hard, mainly because I don't really know shit about scripting. So if you guys know anything about scripting, bro, let me know. Like, I could use some help. Anyways, we were able to set up one ability, and that is Gojo's blue. I think it's called Lapse Blue. It's this blue orb that will pull anything towards it. So in our case, it pulls the players towards the orb, and
What the Sigma? Yo. Last week, I posted a bunch of green screen clips of me doing the most cringe things I could think of, and I asked you guys to edit them into the weirdest videos possible, because I wanted to see whether my subscribers were secretly talented or whether they all had brain damage. And so today, we're finally going to take a look at the submissions, and the only rule is that every time I laugh, I have to email a $100 Amazon gift card to the creator of the video. So this first video was created by Hecker Gaming 69. Okay, what a username. And based on the first frame, it looks pretty normal. I guess I'm in my gaming setup. But let's just see how weird this can get.
Oh boy, I love gaming.
I have finally found you.
Who Skippy are you?
I am Freddy Fartsbear, and I have come to defeat you in a rap battle.
This is my team, and we get everything done with Monday.com. Sarah is a senior project manager, and she
3, 2, 1,
Sticking out your mouth for the Rizzler, you're so skinny, you're so fantax. I just wanna be your Sigma, freaking come here, give me your Ohio.
Okay, what did I just witness? So what even happened here? So at the start, I'm sort of gaming. I'm playing video games. What is this? Is this Elden Ring? But then all of a sudden, I get jump scared by Freddy Fazbear, who pops up on my screen. Golden Freddy jumps. Actually, this is not even Golden Freddy. And for some reason, he challenges me to a rap battle. And then Freddy starts singing, what is it? Jingle Bells with the Meanwhile, I'm just twerking my ass off for some reason. Then I hit the gritty, start barking, and apparently I win the rap battle. It was a very strange video and a very creative video, but unfortunately, it did not make me laugh. So I think this is his YouTube channel. You should post more videos like the one you submitted. I'll subscribe to you. So this next video was made by The Scented Roses, and based on the first frame, it looks like is this a Dragon Ball character? Is this KSI? Don't buy the Renegade Raider skin if you respect OG Fortnite players. It's more than a skin, it's a symbol of their early commitment and grind. Let them keep their exclusivity. Show your respect by appreciating. What the Sigma?
Long arms used to be the most popular mod in Gorilla Tag, but since then other mods have came out making long arms old and outdated. But this video changes that because today we're testing 3 new absolutely crazy versions of long arms that I made. The first one is a setting in long arms that I've barely seen anyone use. See that button that says extreme? Normally everybody clicks the normal one for long arms, but today we're going to use the extreme one. And the second long arms we'll be testing is this. When designing them, I made them take advantage of a mechanic that all pro-con players like TDT use, which should give us an insane speed boost. In the last version of the long arms we'll be testing, which is my personal favorite, you will see why, shoots your arms out at super fast speeds, which basically turns you into a human pogo.
Don't buy the Renegade Raider skin if you respect.
Let's start with the bad and slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares. Number 8, the wooden cane. Many countries today still punish criminals by tying them up and whipping them. But just to make matters worse, it's often done in front of their peers and loved ones. In countries like Singapore, criminals convicted of violent crimes or vandalism can still be sentenced to judicial caning. Here, the criminal is bent over and has their ankles and wrists tightly strapped to a large wooden trestle. Before the criminal becomes a piñata, the cane is first soaked in water for a few hours, making it a lot more flexible and primed for whipping. The man who carries out the punishment is a highly trained officer, trained to deliver each strike with maximum force and precision. After each strike, there's a long pause, just to make sure the criminal feels every bit of pain that is humanly possible, before the next powerful strike is delivered. The severity of the crime dictates how many strikes the criminal receives, but it can be as many as 24. Criminals are typically left bleeding with deep wounds and permanent scarring, leaving them with a lifelong reminder of the hellish punishment they once received. Number 7, the White Room. There's a room so terrifying that it strikes fear into even the most hardened criminals. It's simply known as the White Room. Inside Evin prison in Iran, there's a small, all-white isolation cell where the bright overhead lights never turn off, and all outside noise and human contact cease to exist. This punishment begins with the criminal being dressed in all white before being thrown into a completely soundproof, all-white cell. The bed, walls, floors, and even the plate and food they receive are all white. But it gets even worse. The guards outside the cell wear cushioned shoes to silence their steps, ensuring the prisoner never hears a single sound from the outside world. You see, the color white wasn't chosen at random. White eliminates contrast, depth, and visual reference points. And since the brain doesn't get any stimulation from the outside world, it begins to create its own, tormenting the prisoner by spawning in vivid hallucination and noises that are not really there. And because the lights never turn off, prisoners lose their sense of time, not knowing whether it's been days, weeks, or even months that have gone by. There have been reports of prisoners remaining in this cell for up to 8 months, with some claiming that even after leaving, they have never been the same since. Number 6, amputation. Amputations are still used in countries like Iran, Yemen, Nigeria, and Saudi Arabia, and are typically reserved for thieves. For example, in Saudi Arabia, thieves can still be punished by amputation of the hand, while armed robbers receive a little extra, having their hand and the opposite foot amputated. Now, before you get the wrong idea, these countries do sometimes take it easy on criminals and just amputate the fingers instead, which is exactly what is done in Iran. In 2025 alone, at least 3 thieves had the fingers on their right hands amputated. The punishment uses a guillotine-style machine, just a lot smaller. Here, prisoners are blindfolded, handcuffed, and restrained. The hand is tied in place with the fingers pointing out. As soon as the sign is given, the lever is released, and the blade slams down on the person's hand, easily removing the criminal's fingers. They are then quickly stitched up if they're lucky, and sent back to their prison cells to walk it off. Number 5, castration. In countries like South Korea, Poland, and Indonesia, anyone who's convicted of being inappropriate with children can be sentenced to chemical castration. This punishment typically begins after the criminal has served their sentence, and right before they are set to be released from prison, where they will receive the first of many injections to drastically lower their testosterone and libido. The more severe the crime, the longer the castration period. Now, being injected so often does carry some side effects, but realistically, nobody cares. But in countries like the Czech Republic, castration is taken even further. High-risk criminals who continue committing heinous crimes can be permanently castrated. From 2000 to 2016, over 84 surgical castrations were carried out. But in recent years, the numbers have plummeted. After heavy international pressure, the law was changed. Today, they still perform permanent castrations, but are now only given to criminals who volunteer. Number 4. An eye for an eye. A person, for one reason or another, decided to throw acid on someone, causing the innocent person to lose their eyesight. The victim or their family can then legally request the same punishment for the attacker. It all begins with the person being restrained and having their eye or eyes held open. Acid is then dropped into the eyes, permanently blinding them. The drops are administered by authorities, but the victim can request to do it themselves. Well, as long as they can still see. The injury is then verified by authorities, and the attacker is sent back to prison to serve the remainder of their sentence. Number 3. Pushed off a cliff. This is one of the most disturbing and strangest punishments in the world. In Iran, criminals can still be sentenced to be thrown from a height. Now, as bad as that sounds, it only gets worse. Here, the criminal is taken to the top of a cliff, then placed inside a sack. The sack is tightly sealed, and both the sack and the criminal are thrown off the cliff. But here's the twist. In the extremely unlikely event that the man survives the fall, he would then be freed from the sack, only to be hanged instead. A few men in recent years have been sentenced to receive this punishment. One man in 2002 and 2 in 2008. The punishment is incredibly rare and is only given to those who commit truly heinous crimes. Even though these 3 men were sentenced by a judge to be thrown off a cliff, I can't 100% confirm they were actually thrown, since Iran ranks amongst the most heavily censored countries in the world, and this information is not easy to come by. Either way, the punishment is incredibly terrifying and not one you would ever want to receive. Number 2. Capital punishment. Now, I could bore you and walk you through all the standard capital punishments that are used around the world, like lethal injection, firing squads, the electric chair, and hangings. But instead, I'm going to cover some of the most strange and terrifying variations of these executions that are still used in parts of the world. In Saudi Arabia, criminals who commit murder or drug-related crimes can still be sentenced to be beheaded with a sword. Here, the criminal is kneeling on the floor with their arms tied behind their back. Their head is then leaned forward as the person trembles and waits for the executioner to strike. As soon as the signal is given, the executioner swings with all their might and hopefully removes the head on the first go. Of course, this is all done in front of a crowd, ensuring they get punished with severe PTSD as well. Then there's China, where execution vans deliver lethal injections directly to a person's front door. On arrival, criminals are apprehended and placed inside the van. They are then quickly strapped down and given a lethal cocktail injection. It's estimated that around 8,000 people have been executed in one of these vans, but the real number remains a mystery since the program is covered in secrecy. Then there's hanging executions. Some countries still use the more humane method, the long drop, which instantly breaks the neck and causes unconsciousness. This method obviously requires a math formula to get right. Too short of a fall, the neck remains intact and the person hangs there and slowly chokes. Too long of a fall, and it becomes a beheading, and a very messy and annoying cleanup. But in countries like Iran, the math problem is simply tossed in the trash, and instead they use a method called the short drop, which is a lot more cruel and vicious. But hey, at least no one could ever say they're bad at math. Here, the criminal is rigged to a crane with their arms tied behind their back and is then slowly lifted a few inches off the floor. As the criminal panics and kicks, the rope tightens, and eventually, within minutes, the person passes out and stops moving. Number 1. Stoned to death. Easily the harshest and most cruel punishment in the world has to be stoning. This punishment has occurred in Nigeria, Somalia, and Iran in recent years, with Iran being the only country where stoning still exists in law as a punishment for adultery. The most recent uses of this punishment actually came from angry mobs in Nigeria in 2020 and 2022, and before that, a militia group in Somalia in 2014 and 2018. I'll quickly cover these before I move on to Iran. In both cases in Somalia, a judge within the area's militia group sentenced the women to be stoned to death for adultery. The women were buried up to their shoulders, with only their heads exposed, and then stoned to death by the militia group. All of this was done in front of the townspeople. The Nigeria incidents were very similar to one another as well. In 2020, a man accused of blasphemy was chased and stoned to death at a fish and vegetable market. But wait, it gets even darker. It's reported that even the local children picked up stones and took part in the execution. Then a few years later, in 2022, a woman was attacked by a mob and stoned to death at a college for the same reason. But let's talk about Iran, since they officially have stoning as a form of punishment. From 1980 to 2009, there were roughly 150 people, mostly women, convicted of adultery who were condemned to stoning, with the latest sentences taking place in 2017 and 2022. The punishment begins with the woman being buried up to her chest, or the waist if it's a man. Officials then gather around the person with stones in hand, and as soon as the signal is given, they begin to throw them. But here's the catch. If the person manages to escape from the hole, and only if they had confessed to adultery, they could earn their freedom. In the second scenario, if the person manages to escape but were caught committing adultery, they are placed back in the hole for round 2. As someone who's extremely competitive, yeah, I'm beginning to think this might be a little unfair for the women. The man who carries out the punishment is a highly trained
Welcome to Wix Harmony, where you and AI work together to build a unique brand. Your words.
Let's start with the bad and slowly work our way towards the stuff of nightmares. Number 10. The Rat Dungeon. If you were alive in London, England during the medieval period, you would have definitely heard about the Rat Dungeon, since this punishment struck paralyzing fear into the hearts of even the most hardened criminals. This was a cell that was located at the bottom of the London Tower, where prisoners were shackled and chained in complete darkness. But here's the thing, the dungeon was connected to the nearby river and just below the river's waterline, so that when the water levels rose, all the rats that lived along the riverbed would be pushed out of their shelters and forced to swim downstream. This would of course lead the hungry and angry rats towards the entrance of the dungeon, where they would then come face to face with the prisoner. But to the unlucky prisoner, he never actually saw anything, and all he would hear were the soft scurries of the rats' feet entering the dungeon. And in a matter of minutes, these soft noises were in the hundreds and all around him. These angry and aggressive rats would then begin to take small bites from the prisoner, who had no way of defending himself. Now he might be able to shake the rats off for a few hours, but eventually the prisoner would pass out from pure exhaustion. And while he slept, the rats would continue to take bites from his flesh. Eventually, when he would wake up, he would discover hundreds of bites throughout his entire body. But it didn't stop there. The prisoner was left here for days or weeks on end, depending on his crime. But towards the end of the medieval period, this form of punishment just got more and more deranged, eventually becoming a form of execution, where prisoners would just be thrown in the dungeon and forgotten about. Number 9. The Rack. This was yet another punishment that took place in the London Tower. The rack was a torture device that was used in many places throughout history. This form of punishment was originally designed for getting a confession, usually from criminals, slaves, or prisoners of war. The device looked like a large ladder, but instead of secure steps, they would actually rotate like a rolling pin. You see, when a prisoner was placed on the rack, he would have his feet and wrists tied to a ratchet pulley system, where two legal officials would slowly tighten the ropes and locking them in place. placing an increasing amount of strain on the prisoner's shoulders, hips, knees, and elbows with every single turn. This was all done to get information, but of course, a lot of the times the truth was not accepted as reality, and the prisoner would then begin to say whatever he believed the officials wanted to hear. Sometimes it would work and the prisoners would be let go, while other times they would be tortured even more for lying. When the whole ordeal was over, prisoners were usually released with dislocated joints, but oftentimes they were left completely paralyzed. That was the case in England in 1447 when a 25-year-old girl named Anne Askew would be tortured on the rack for hours and hours on end and left completely paralyzed after all her joints were dislocated. She was then carried on a chair and burned alive at the stake. All this because she read and memorized scriptures from the Bible, which she preached in private to a small group of women, which were the exact women she refused to name and expose during her torture. You see, during this time period, if you followed any religion other than the Catholic Church, you better not say a word to anybody, including your own husband, which was the person that turned her in. Number 8. Keel hauling. This brutal punishment was carried out at sea on sailors who would steal or be violent towards others and would usually result in death. Keel hauling would start with a sailor having his arms tied with a rope, then looped around the entire circumference of the ship before being tied off to his feet. The sailor would then be thrown overboard while the group of men on board pulled on the rope to slowly drag him around the outside of the ship, including over the keel, which is how this punishment gets its name. But a lot of the times, the sailor wouldn't even have to worry about it, since they were dead before they ever reached it. Kinda just depends on how hard the guys on the rope feel like working that day. Not only would the sailors be drowning and getting their backs and necks broken on the keel, they were also getting sliced apart like a cheese grater by all the sharp barnacles on the outside of the ship. But if by some miracle a sailor actually happens to make it all the way around the ship without dying, one of three things will happen. 1. He would be sent for round 2, and for sure be dead by then. 2. Be freed and allowed back on the ship, where he would then slowly die to infections. Or 3. Live the rest of his life single and being made fun of, since he was now fully covered in scars from head to toe. Number 7. Crushed by elephants. Now we are getting to the part of the list where living is no longer an option. This form of punishment has been used by many countries throughout history, but was most recently used by India in the 19th century. Which is really not that long ago if you really think about it. Like, your great-grandma could have witnessed one of these. What type of crimes would you have to commit to be crushed by an elephant, you might ask? Well, apparently if you failed to pay your taxes, that was good enough. And of course, stealing or being an enemy soldier was also a great way to become a tortilla. But the most disturbing case in history was when the 4th Mughal Emperor of India ordered an enormous amount of criminals to be crushed to death in a single day, simply because he was bored and needed some entertainment. The guy who forgot to pay his taxes, crushed. The man who stole an apple from the local market, crushed. The little orphan who jaywalked across the street, crushed. The man who murdered his neighbor and added his remains to a large pot of tomato soup, then fed that soup to his family and watched them eat it from the shadows with a creepy smirk on his face. He's alright. Apparently he makes a damn good soup.
Making how-to videos used to take me hours. I'd record, mess up, start over, and edit forever, until I finally said enough. So I tried a few tools, and Guide was by far the best option. It records my screen, and it uses AI to turn into...
There are a few ways that this public execution goes down, but one thing always stays the same. There's always a guy on top of the elephant controlling its every move. And this was very intentional, as this was meant to showcase just how amazing the ruling class were. I mean, look at them. They can control an elephant. Now be impressed. The first method of execution was the one that you better pray for if this was going to be your fate. Here, the criminals would have their arms tied behind their back and their heads placed on a pedestal, where it was then crushed like a grape by the elephant's foot. Now, the second method is much more cruel. The criminal would be placed flat on the floor with their arms tied behind their backs. Then the elephants would be guided to walk over the person's body, and hopefully the criminal would die on the first go. But sometimes they just end up crushing a leg or an arm, so the elephant then has to make a U-turn and try again, and again, and again. The final and worst way is when a highly trained elephant was guided to slowly crush the person limb by limb. They would first crush the arms, then the legs, and then poke holes in them with the tusk, until eventually dealing the final blow to the head or torso. This is the more theatrical route that rulers like the 4th Mughal love to take, and made for a truly traumatizing experience for everyone. Except for the 4th Mughal. He loved it. Number 6. Impalement. Probably one of the grossest and most cruel forms of punishment on the list. This has been used by a few countries throughout history, but was most recently used in Egypt in the 17th century, usually against criminals that were highway robbers, grave thieves, or anyone who would try and start a rebellion. This punishment would start by having a criminal lay flat on their stomachs with their arms tied behind their back. They would then be sliced open with a razor to increase the size of their back door. And as soon as that incision was made, the cut would be lathered with paste to instantly stop the blood. They would then thrust in a long wooden stake that was the width of a man's arm, which was sharply tapered on one end. They then begin to hit the wooden stake with the mallet, pushing it further and further in. And of course, the stake was greased up beforehand to make this process a lot smoother. And once the stake has popped out of the criminal's shoulder, head, or mouth, they were pretty much long gone. He is then planted next to a busy road, like a Halloween decoration, to remind everyone that this is what happens when you break the law. They will be left there for the entire day and removed the following morning before the body begins to stink. But wait, there's another version of this as well. You see, on some occasions, the criminals would only be impaled just deep enough to keep them in place, but not too deep that it would cause immediate death. They would do this by having stakes that had a seated position on them to prevent the person from sliding down any further. They would then be placed on a busy road where they would suffer for hours and hours, pleading to people walking by for help, until eventually succumbing to their wounds. Number 5. Poena Cullae. Poena Cullae is Latin for penalty of the sack. And that's exactly what it was, just a lot more terrifying and cruel. This was an exclusive punishment for anyone that would murder their own family members. This was first seen in the 2nd century in Rome, but would later be used by the Germans in the 18th century. This all begins with a convicted murderer being placed inside a thick leather bag. But just to make sure the man isn't lonely, they would then add a dog, a rooster, a viper, and a monkey. I don't know what these animals did to deserve this, but hey, at least the evil family murderer doesn't die alone. Once all the animals are added inside the bag, it is then sewn shut, creating an almost airtight seal. Now you would think this would be horrible enough, but no, this is just the beginning, because as soon as the bag is sewn shut, it is then tossed into the ocean. But don't worry, later on, these murderers would be given the option to either be placed inside the leather bag or be sent to perform at the Colosseum, where they can perform the act of being mauled to death in front of all of their loved ones and peers. You know, at least they had the option. Number 4. Rats. This is one of the most sick punishments in all of human history, and it involves the use of rats. I will cover 2 of them here as they are very similar. The first use of this form of punishment dates back to 1568 during the 80 Years' War. A Dutch leader named Diederik Sonoy would often use this method of punishment, which involved placing a rat inside of a clay bowl, then placing it topside down on a prisoner's stomach, chest, face, or groin. Then the back of the bowl would be heated with either a torch or some coals, causing the rat to go into a full-on panic, trying to escape from the heat. And its only way out was to burrow into the human. Once inside, it would continue to chew and tear apart whatever was in its way, desperately searching for a way out. Eventually, the rat finds its way out of the maze and survives. The same could not be said for the prisoner. But the second method was much, much worse, and was highly secretive since it was used under the guidance of the dictator Augusto Pinochet, where he held power from 1976 through 1983. They called it the rectoscope, and I'm sure you have already figured out where this is going. Yes, it's exactly what you think. They would place a tube on a prisoner's back door, then insert a rat inside of the tube. The rat would then begin to burrow its way in. These people were so sick that they actually expected the prisoners to answer questions while this was going on. Eventually, the rat would find its way in and begin to move forward to find its way out. Nobody really knows how many people died from this punishment, but we do know that a ton of people went missing when this dictator was in charge. Number 3. Gibbeting. The last known use was in the early 1900s in Afghanistan. This all came to light in 1921 when the National Geographic published this image in their magazine. This was also used in the United States from time to time during the 17th and 18th century. One notable example was in Boston, Massachusetts, where a few pirates were hung at the Boston Harbor, which served as a warning to any sailors that were approaching Boston. Now let's talk about England, since they love this form of punishment so much. In England, this was used on traitors, murderers, pirates, and thieves. But after the year 1752, the Murder Act was passed, which required that all convicted murderers must be put to death by being publicly dissected or by gibbeting of some sort. And over 134 confirmed people met this fate. The most common form of gibbeting were actually cages, and they looked like this. It was an all-steel cage that was shaped tightly to the form of a human body, which was so tight that it would not allow the person inside to move. They were then hung 30 feet or more off the floor, usually on a public road or waterhole, to ensure that the most amount of people could witness this monstrosity. But I can only assume this was more annoying than anything, since every time you get thirsty and needed to fill up your container of water, you would have to deal with the dying man begging you for a sip.
Over here!
But the annoyance and torture of the public didn't stop there, because after the criminals would die in the cages, the body would be left inside to rot for years and years on end, with the locals complaining that the smell of death was so pungent that they couldn't even sleep at night. There's even been reports that some human remains stayed inside of these cages for over 20 years, before a government official would finally remember to clean it out. Number 2. Scaphism. This was a form of punishment that was used by the ancient Persian Empire on anyone that would be convicted of murder. First, the criminal would be placed inside of a boat on their backs and tied down. The boat had 4 holes cut out so that the person's arms and legs would be outside of the boat and in the water. They were then force-fed large quantities of honey and milk until their stomachs were visibly full. They would then proceed to lather their entire body with the milk and honey as well. After all these steps were completed, he was then pushed out to the middle of the lake where he was completely exposed to the heat of the sun. But the sun would soon become the least of his worries. You see, the reason they fed him milk and honey was not because it was a great last meal, but because this combination causes a person to get extreme diarrhea, which mixed with the sweet honey attracts rodents, bugs, wasps, bees, flies, and whatever other animals live near the lake. After being tormented by the animals throughout the entire night, you would think that the daytime maybe gets a little better. No, because as soon as the sun rises the following day, the person inside of the boat gets another gigantic meal of milk and honey and an additional lathering. This would be done on a daily basis to prolong the punishment for as long as possible. It was also well documented that the rodents would continuously attempt to burrow inside of the person through their back door. They were probably trying to get a head start on their next meal. A writer named John Sonaris wrote in great detail about one of these incidents. He would go on to say that it was one of the most horrid and cruel forms of punishment, since it was terribly long and seemed to have no end in sight. He wrote about a man who survived for an entire 17 days before he finally died from his wounds. Apparently, the man spent his last few days with his entire face completely covered with wasps, and his flesh rotting away filled with swarms of parasites and worms, all while being covered in his own filth. Number 1. The oubliette. Oubliette simply means to forget in French. This was a punishment that was used in many places throughout history, including in the London Tower, which had a small and confined room called Little Ease. Not only was this room pitch black, it was also so small that prisoners could not sit, stand, or lay down while inside it, and they would be left in this uncomfortable position for days on end. One of the most famous oubliettes is not the one in the London Tower, but in the neighboring district of Warwick, inside of Warwick Castle. Here, deep underground in the castle's dungeons, is a very small and narrow cell, completely made of stone, which has a metal door to close it shut. Prisoners were tossed inside of the cell and forgotten about, as the name implies. The prisoner would just have to sit there and wait for their inevitable death, which usually came in a few days from dehydration or starvation. Now, of course, this would be the best case scenario, because in reality, most of the time there would already be a rotting corpse inside of the cell to keep the new prisoner company. The previous occupier of the cell would serve as a daily reminder of his upcoming fate. But that's not the only companions that he will have, since the underground dungeons are completely infested with rats that have developed a taste for human flesh. But wait, there's more. These oubliettes existed in many of the castles throughout Europe, and in recent times they have actually discovered these dungeons with dozens, if not hundreds, of human remains inside of it, as proof that they were hardly ever cleaned. Like in Leap Castle of Ireland, where in 1900 during the castle's renovation, a worker found a small opening behind a wall inside of the chapel. This hole had an 8-foot drop that led to a large oubliette, and what the worker found inside shocked him, since it was filled with so many skeletons that they needed multiple cartloads to clear it all out. But just when you think this section is over, it just keeps on giving. You see, there's been many stories of men who have been placed inside one of these dungeons and kept alive for years and years on end, surviving off crumbs of food and minimal amounts of water, prolonging their inevitable demise for as long as humanly possible. These cells were sometimes even placed on ground level so they can hear the voices and laughter of the people outside, an experience that they will never get again in this lifetime.
Long arms used to be the most popular mod in Gorilla Tag, but since then other mods have came out making long arms old and outdated. But this video changes that because today we're testing 3 new absolutely crazy versions of long arms that I made. The first one is a setting in long arms that I've barely seen anyone use. See that button that says extreme? Normally everybody clicks the normal one for long arms, but today we're gonna use the extreme one. And the second long arms we'll be testing is this. When designing them, I made them take advantage of a mechanic that all pro comp players like TDT use, which should give us an insane speed boost. In the last version of the long arms we'll be testing, which is my personal favorite, you will see why, shoots your arms out at super fast speeds, which basically turns you into a human pogo stick. So now you know the 3 long arms we'll be testing in this video, but what's also important is how we test them, which for that we'll be doing 2 tests, a race and then all 1v1 against Elliot and Don. Alright guys, so for the first long arms we're going to be trying, come follow me over here, okay? You're going to go into your Steam menu, go to video settings, select Gorilla Tag, override world scale, and then turn it to extreme. And then just slide all the way to the left. Dude, this is like 10 times longer than normal long arms. And there were already 2 problems. First, Elliot messed up his game, so he had to restart it. And second, there's a reason why you're not supposed to use the extreme mode. That reason is because it can mess up your vision with prolonged use. By the way, this is what we were seeing in our VR. But for now, it wasn't affecting us, so we were still having fun.
Yo, Fizz, catch me.
Bro, catch you? Bro, I cannot catch you, dude. What are you doing, bro? Come here. Come here. Where are you? Come here. Come here. Bro, you're literally cheating, dude. After messing around, Zentis had a great idea.
Quit trying to fling me in the ass. Like, fling me up.
Okay. Oh my gosh!
No way!
Dude! You. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. Yo! 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 I did not expect that to work so well, but now Ellie was back and he fixed his game, so it was time for us to test them out in a race. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna race all the way to Forest and then get on top of Stump.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Zentis not winning. We're already.
No, I keep going.
Bro, I'm zooming. Oh my, wait, where do I go? Oh no. Who's Ellie? Did you really say Zentis is gonna win this?
Yeah, he will.
I'm literally already up here, bro. And I'm in the stomp.
I was in. It was me and Fizz and then Dawn.
Zentis wins.
Yo, Zentis, you won, bro.
Maximize your Mac with Parallels Desktop's flexible view modes and essential features. Run Windows apps.
A bit after the race is when we started to regret using the extreme long arms, because it was hurting us. The best way I can describe what using the extreme long arms feels like is try wearing somebody else's prescription glasses. And if you've done that, you know how weird it is. I'm also like getting motion sickness, and I'm about to throw up.
I feel my head starting to hurt a little bit.
So before we got even more sick, we decided to wrap it up and move on. Overall, what are you guys gonna rate this out of 10?
7. 7 out of 10. The good old classic. I mean, this is just my daily life. Like, this is just like a glimpse for y'all into how it is playing. I'm 6'7".
Alright guys, shall we move on to the next long arms?
I think so. Now it's time to test the next long arms, which I was really excited for. And after that, we have the Pogo long arms, which will be even more crazy.
Dude, what are you making me use, bro?
Guys, these are the next long arms we're using, and
Yeah, I don't know if you can call them arms
well,
anymore.
they're long something, long fingers. Rotate your wrists, you'll notice a lot of movements happening.
Yeah.
Don, you're a pro comp player, right?
Yeah.
And when you're running, you flick your wrist to get a little extra boost, right?
Yeah.
So this is basically amp.
I just muted you. Whoa, sorry.
These multiply that flick. It's basically what we're gonna be trying out. And this is what I mean by flick. So if I come right over here and all I'm gonna do is flick my arm, boom, I'm literally just across the whole frame. So like you can see normally a flick is gonna move you like this much, but obviously with these, we're going a little further than that.
Wait, look at this. Oh! Look at me go.
We were getting ready for the race when I wondered what would happen if we put on a hand cosmetic. Okay, go to a hand cosmetic and put on like a glove.
Oh! Yo, look at this! Dude, what is that?
Those hand cosmetics looked pretty weird, but now it was time for the race. 3, 2, 1, go! Go. Oh, okay. Go, okay. Dude!
That's a good question. Wait, I have an idea. I made it!
I was right behind you, dude.
Oh. Dang!
And somehow Don got last place, but now it's time to move on to the script, where Don had a chance to redeem himself against me. I'm ready.
2, 1, runners run. 10, 9, 8, 2, 1, Tiger's tag.
Don was struggling, so it was looking good for me.
If I could get up.
Elite strategy right here, bro.
I'm on my way.
Elite strategy right here.
Oh! No!
Go
on, you just got juked. Sorry. You just got very juked. Yeah, no! I'm not second! I can't move!
No!
Oh, 1 minute on the dot.
Alrighty, that's doable. Don tagged me in 1 minute, so I just had to tag him in under 1 minute to win.
3, 2, 1, runners run, go!
Oh, he's making a mistake.
6,
He's making a big mistake.
5,
You can't wall run with these.
3, 2, 1, Tiger's tag.
Alright.
Crazy. Oh no.
Come here. Dude. No, you can't leave.
Oh, 24 seconds. Fizz wins. Congratulations, Fizz. You win the fingernail competition.
I guess long fingers makes TTT members bad at the game, so Don did not really like them.
So guys, what do we think is the best long arms?
Yeah, what's the best?
This one's a freaking 0, bro.
Now it was time for the last and, in my opinion, the best long arms. Guys, can you guess what the next mod is? Think hard.
Maybe like, we have a third arm?
No, it's not that, but
a third arm. It's called 3 arms. We have 2 balls, bro.
All right, look at this.
What? Yo! Wait. So cursed. Oh! No way! What the freak? What the freak, bro?
Elliot, I'm gonna get you.
No! No!
Elliot, come here. I'm not even near you, bro. No. Okay.
This is so scary.
We had done enough messing around, and now it was time for the race. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, that was not a good start. No.
No!
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Nina just built an app.
So we can all build apps now?
I'm on lunch. I gotta make a call.
I'll be right back.
Just built an inventory tracker.
Protein calculator.
Book sharing app.
The Encyclopedia Test. In June 2017, Pedro Ruiz and Mona Lisa Perez decided their YouTube channel needed more views. Their wholesome family videos weren't working, so they switched to pranks. The numbers went up. Pedro figured if pranks worked, extreme pranks would work even better. So he came up with a simple test. See if a book could stop a bullet. He would hold a 1.5-inch encyclopedia to his chest. Mona Lisa would shoot it from 1 foot away. Simple. They set up cameras and invited over 30 friends to watch. The gun they chose was a Desert Eagle, one of the most powerful handguns in the world. She pulled the trigger. The bullet went straight through the book and killed Pedro instantly. Mona Lisa called the police and claimed she'd accidentally shot her boyfriend. The footage said otherwise. She pleaded guilty to manslaughter and got 180 days in prison. The video went viral worldwide, just not how they planned. Who wants some of this? It was 2004 in Wales when a young man invited friends back to his apartment after a night of heavy drinking. The party continued at his place, and that's when he got a brilliant idea. He pulled down his trousers and stuck himself out the window yelling, "Who wants some of this?" to the street below. His friends grabbed him before he could fall out of the 3-story window. The next morning, he admitted it had been pretty stupid. He promised he'd never do anything like that again. That very evening, he was drunk again. And once again, he pulled down his trousers and started yelling, "Who wants some of this?" out the window. This time, his friends weren't close enough to grab him. He tumbled out of the 3-story window and died on impact. The Patriotic Hat. On July 4th, 2024, in Somerville, South Carolina, Alan Ray McGrew decided to take his patriotic costume to the next level. The 41-year-old HVAC technician was hosting a neighborhood block party, dressed in a red, white, and blue Uncle Sam outfit with a top hat. The drinking had started around 6 p.m. Fireworks were planned for the evening. Alan loved his country and looked forward to celebrating each year. At around 10:20 p.m., Alan placed a large firework right on top of his Uncle Sam hat. His wife Paige thought he was just messing around. Surely he wouldn't light something on his head. He had already lit it. The firework exploded and caused what paramedics called massive head trauma. Alan was dead instantly. He had become his own fireworks display. The DIY bungee jump. On July 12, 1997, Eric Barsha decided to go bungee jumping on his day off. The 22-year-old fast food worker couldn't find any bungee jumping places in the area, so he figured he'd do it himself. He picked a railroad bridge in Lake Accotink Park, Virginia. It was 70 feet high, perfect for a homemade bungee jump. Eric tied together several bungee cords and reinforced them with duct tape. He was really thinking about safety. He tied one end around his leg and the other to the bridge. Then he jumped. There was just one problem with his plan. Eric never considered that bungee cords stretch when you fall. The cords he'd tied together were already a few feet shorter than the bridge height. When they stretched, they became even longer than the distance to the ground. Eric hit the pavement 70 feet below with such force that he died instantly. A local man found his body the next morning with the bungee cord still attached to his leg. His grandmother told reporters he was always so smart in school. The fish that fought back. In 1998, a man from Ohio was hanging out with his friend when he got dared to do something stupid. His friend was cleaning out a fish tank and said that one of the fish, about 5 inches long, had been eating all the other fish. The man decided to give this fish payback. He would swallow it whole. He had done this trick before. He picked up the fish and held it over his mouth. Then he gulped it down. The fish fought back. It got stuck in his throat and was too slippery to pull out. He couldn't breathe and struggled for several minutes while his friend called 911. When paramedics got there, the man was dead, but the fish was still alive with its tail sticking out of his mouth. Both the man and the fish died. The fake robbery. On January 18, 1977, Italian footballer Luciano Recchiaconi had a brilliant idea. The 28-year-old Lazio player, known as the Blonde Angel, was famous for his pranks. Recchiaconi and his teammate Pietro Gadin decided to stage a fake robbery at their friend Bruno Tabacini's jewelry store in Rome. They thought it would be funny to scare Bruno and then laugh about it later. They covered their faces and walked into the store with guns out, yelling, "Hands in the air! This is a stick-up!" There was one problem with their plan. The jewelry store had been robbed just a few weeks earlier. Bruno was scared it would happen again, so he had gotten a shotgun to protect himself. When Bruno saw the robbers, he pulled out his shotgun. Pietro immediately put his hands up, but Recchiaconi kept going with the prank. He wouldn't put his gun down. Bruno was scared and shot Recchiaconi in the chest from close range. Recchiaconi's last words were, "It's a joke! It's just a joke!" But it was too late. He died 30 minutes later at 28 years old, leaving behind his wife and 2 kids. Bruno Tabacini was arrested and held for 18 days before being released without charge. It was declared that the death was the result of self-defense and a terrible accident. The Sleeping Bear. In 1906,
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play Unlocked on PC with Google Play Games. Unlock bigger screens and better controls.
A young hunter in Pennsylvania was out hunting when he found a huge black bear lying on the ground. The bear looked dead, and the hunter thought he got lucky. He found a free bear without having to shoot it. So he got out his knife and started cutting up the animal right away. There was just one problem. The hunter never checked if the bear was really dead. He just started cutting. The bear wasn't dead. It was sleeping. When the hunter started cutting it, the bear woke up angry. It attacked and tore the hunter to pieces. The hunter died right there. The scooter duel. In 2004, two Taiwanese college students met up one evening and had a few drinks. After talking, they both found out they liked the same girl on campus. This got them upset, and they decided to have a contest to see who would get the right to ask her out. How did they settle this? Rock, paper, scissors? A coin flip? Nope. They decided to joust like knights. But instead of horses, they would use their scooters. The rules were simple. They would ride straight at each other at full speed, and whoever turned away first would lose. So without helmets or any safety gear, the two rode their scooters directly at each other, hitting 50 miles per hour. Neither one wanted to be the first to chicken out. They crashed head-on. Both of them died. Later, someone asked the girl about it. She said she wasn't interested in either of them anyway. They both died for nothing. The water thief. On April 19th, 2022, Easter Monday in Italy, a 46-year-old man was thirsty. All the stores were closed for the holiday, so he broke into a grocery store to get some water. He found a huge tower of water bottle boxes stacked up by the workers. Instead of taking a bottle from the shelf, he decided to pull one from the middle of the stack. Anyone who's played Jenga knows this is a bad idea. He grabbed a bottle from a box right in the middle of the tower. The whole thing came down on top of him. The man got crushed under all that water and died right away. Store workers found the mess the next day when they came to work. They started cleaning up the fallen boxes and lifting them one by one. When they lifted the first box, an arm stuck out. The police watched security camera footage to see what happened. The man had broken in just to get a drink and got killed by the water he was trying to steal. The unbreakable window. Gary Hoy was a lawyer in Toronto. He worked on the 24th floor and had a weird habit. Whenever law students visited his firm, Gary liked to show them how strong the windows were by running across his office and slamming his whole body into the window. Gary had done this dozens of times. The windows never broke. On July 9, 1993, Gary was giving law students a tour. "These windows can't break," he said. He ran backward and threw himself at the window. It worked perfectly. He bounced right off. Feeling good, Gary decided to do it again. This time, the glass didn't break, but the whole window popped out of its frame. Gary went flying 24 stories down, riding the window all the way to the street. The law students and his co-workers watched in horror. Gary had hit that window so many times over the years that he'd loosened the frame. He died instantly. Hold your Wii for a Wii. In 2007, Jennifer Strange heard about a radio contest in Sacramento. The 28-year-old mother of 3 wanted to win a Nintendo Wii for her kids. The contest was called Hold Your Wii for a Wii. You had to drink water and hold it in without using the bathroom. Jennifer showed up with about 20 other contestants. They started drinking bottle after bottle of water. As hours went by, contestants dropped out to use the bathroom. Jennifer held on. After several hours, Jennifer started throwing up, but she didn't quit. Jennifer won the contest and got her Nintendo Wii. She went home feeling terrible. The next day, she called in sick with a massive headache. A few hours later, Jennifer was dead. She had died from water intoxication. Too much water made her brain swell up. Her 3 children lost their mother over a video game. Her family sued the radio station and won $16.5 million. Road Rage Showdown. In 2021, 2 drivers crashed on Interstate 80 in Berkeley. Nobody got hurt, but both drivers got out to argue about it. They didn't pull over. They started yelling at each other right in the middle of the highway. Cars were flying by. The 2 men kept shouting and making threats. Then a Mini Cooper came down the road. The driver swerved to avoid the damaged cars, but couldn't miss the 2 idiots fighting in traffic. The Mini Cooper hit both of them. They both died instantly. The Mini Cooper driver was traumatized. The umbrella trick. Back in 1999, a bizarre story out of Bonn, Germany made headlines. It was said that a local street performer had built his career on extreme tricks. He was normally just a sword swallower. He could apparently fit long balloons, metal rods, and even umbrellas down his throat. Crowds loved it. One day, during a performance, he decided to push the act further. He grabbed a folded umbrella and began swallowing it to show off his skills. While sliding the umbrella down, he accidentally pressed the automatic release button on the handle. The umbrella snapped open, while still in his throat. The crowd watched in shock. The performer collapsed instantly. It sounds like the perfect Darwin Award. But there's one problem. Nobody has ever confirmed it actually happened. Sword swallowers themselves later came forward to call the story impossible. A folded umbrella is far too wide to even fit down a throat. That leaves the umbrella trick as one of the most popular Darwin Award legends, but almost certainly nothing more than an urban legend. The falling dog. In 1988 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, a little poodle named Kachi was playing on a balcony. The dog was having fun when it suddenly fell off the railing. Kachi plunged 13 floors down to the street. The poodle landed directly on the head of 75-year-old Marta Espina, who was walking along the sidewalk. The falling dog killed her instantly. But that wasn't the end of it. A crowd rushed over to see what happened. A woman named Edith Solo came over to look at the scene. While Edith was distracted by the carnage, she walked into the street and got hit by a bus. She died too, but the chaos wasn't over yet. An older man saw all this happening and got so stressed out that he had a fatal heart attack on the spot. One falling poodle killed 3 people in 5 minutes. Kachi the poodle probably has the highest kill count of any dog in history. The bridge jump.
I built a Wix website overnight, and it helped launch my career as a sketch artist. There's beauty in everything, and being there.
On May 24th, 2019, 2 friends from Texas were driving south through Lake Charles, Louisiana at 2 in the morning. Alejandro Cazares was behind the wheel. Roberto Moreno was riding shotgun. They came to a drawbridge that was up to let boats pass. A safety gate blocked the road. Most people would wait for the bridge to come back down. Not these guys. Roberto got out of the car and pushed the safety gate up out of the way. He jumped back in the car. Cazares drove under the gate and headed straight for the bridge ramp. They stopped for a second at the bottom. Then Cazares put the car in reverse, backed up, and floored it. They were going to jump the gap like in an action movie. The car went airborne for a brief moment. Then it crashed into the water below. The car sank to the bottom. Cazares was trapped inside and drowned. Moreno was found outside the submerged car, but he drowned too. The plastic bag beekeeper. In 2002, a Brazilian farmer found a beehive on his property, so he decided to get rid of them by using fire.
Today, I have recreated the
Somebody where you're not first, but somebody crowd is. Betty, put your hands up, we didn't set a line to. See it's in the papers, we don't look like common, but it's a no-brainer, we already rhymed it. I'ma take my time with it, show you what you got with it. Ooh. If you know who you are, then you already know who to try. And if you really want it all, meet me on the put your money where your mouth is, put your money crowd is. Baby, put your hands up, we in the sun lines is. See us in the papers, we don't look so charming, but it's a no-brainer, we already running. Make a lot of noise, make a lot of noise. The girls make the boys go crazy, and the girls make the boys go crazy. Take my time with it, show you what you got with it. Somebody where you're not first, but somebody crowd is. Betty, put your hands up, we didn't set a line to. See it's in the papers, we don't look like common, but it's a no-brainer, we already rhymed it. I'ma take my time with it, show you what you got with it. Ooh.
deadliest natural disasters in human history in People Playground. And my goal is to survive every single one of them. But like I said, these are the deadliest storms in history, so surviving a single one will be extremely difficult. But surviving all of them, it might be impossible. So the question is, will I be able to survive the deadliest natural disasters in all of human history? Well, let's find out. Alright everybody, well here we are in the playground and we're about ready to survive our first disaster of the video. Now, the way these disasters are ordered is in chronological order, which means we will do the oldest disasters first and end with the newest. And our first disaster on this timeline is probably the most infamous one on this entire list, and it is the Black Plague, which killed 75 to 200 million people. I'm sure we all know what it is. Unfortunately, if I look up Black Plague in People Playground, I don't have it. If I look up Black Death, I don't have it. However, what I do have is this little thing called a virus. And when I spawn it in, it literally just spawns in a virus in a syringe. Now, I don't know how deadly this is, to be honest with you. This could just be like a nothing burger, and it like just very slowly kills a guy. But in order to beat the Black Plague, we gotta first see what it does. So let's inject into this guy. I guess we'll just wait. We'll pull the syringe out because I'm assuming he's infected already. Let's pull up his inspect menu. Oh, yeah, look at. He's literally starting to decay from the inside out. All right, so that's what this does. You can see he's actually decaying right now. He's actually getting black spots on him. Surprisingly, he doesn't have a fever though, so that's good. Would hate to get a fever. Now, I do want to make a rule right now that I can't use life syringes. It's too overpowered, and it would just be boring if I use that for every round. So maybe I can use a life syringe for a single round. Okay, that's the rule. Whoa, his temperature just spiked to 120 degrees. My God. So his temperature spiked, and then he just like disassembled. Also, his blood is literally black. I think this.
I always say you can't manage what you can't see. Monday.com shows you the full picture like that. Statuses, timelines, budgets, all in one clear dashboard. I used to waste way too much time trying to figure out where everything was. Files were here, updates were there, and me.
Actually is the Black Plague that's in the syringe. Wow, this is like a drug side effect list right here. Okay, we are up against, we might have to use a life syringe already. My one life syringe use, I'm gonna have to already use it. Let's hope not. Maybe I can figure out something first. And my first idea to survive the Black Plague is a massive blood transfusion. If I drain a person that has a virus of all of their blood, then the virus should no longer be in their body, right? I guess, unless if it's in their tissue, but we'll ignore that, okay? So what I need to do for this is I need to get a bunch of people down, and we need to get a blood tank, because, you know, we need to actually get the blood to transfuse, and we just need a few donors. All right, I want to thank you all for joining and donating blood. You will go to a good cause. All right, thank you, and thank you for signing up. All right. And then what we can do with this blood tank is we can copy it a few times. Well, let me do it actually a little bit more structured. Surely all those people had the right blood type, right? I'm sure they were all, you know, universal donors. All right, there we go. We got our blood tanks. And now let's get our infected patient. There we go. And we also need some blood tanks, you know, empty this guy's blood out into. So let's get some of these. And like I said, I'm literally just going to inject this guy with the virus. Now we're going to inject this guy with the virus. Let's pull it out of him. And it should be in his body right now. We'll double check. Yeah, he's decaying right now, so let's drain him in a not sexual way, okay? We're gonna just pull all of his blood out like that. He probably is going to die, but that's all right. And then, okay, and then we push the new blood into him. He's dead. He's also still decaying. Well, shoot, huh? So this whole setup just didn't work. He just died. Well, I think I killed him because he lost all of his blood and then he couldn't get revived. However, the virus still spread in his body. So, like, it wouldn't have mattered regardless. What could I do here? I could use a mending syringe. Would that work? Maybe? Because a mending syringe is...
Does creating a viral edit on TikTok requires skills from years of experience, or is it all just luck? I'm gonna put that theory to the test by creating a brand new TikTok account and trying to go viral. And you may be wondering, why am I doing this? Well, apparently TikTok creativity program pays $4 to $8 for 1,000 views. But if you want to join this program, you need to have a minimum of 100,000 valid views in the last 30 days, which is not gonna be hard at all. To start this challenge, I created a brand new account on TikTok, called it BrianVFX6, and in the bio I wrote previous page got deleted at 380,000 followers, which is not true at all, but it adds a bit of a credibility to our account. Plus, it's the internet, so no one can tell if I'm lying. I then use this AI generated image for the profile picture. I also added After Effects in the bio so people think I'm a professional and I'm not just some random CapCut user, while in reality we're gonna be using the one and only CapCut because it's much easier. And that's pretty much it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and create our first edits. Alright, so the first edit we're gonna make will be a Conor McGregor edit, and the reason is he has a fight in 2-3 weeks, so he's pretty trending. And very recently, Conor did a stream on Kick where he was talking to the chat, answering people's questions, and edging himself with his whiskey. Yeah, he was smelling his whiskey the whole time without actually drinking it because he has a fight coming up. The guy is weird. Alright, so this is the footage that I've downloaded for the setup of this edit, or basically the first section before the beat drop.
Excuse me, Usman. Kamari Usman. Kamaru Usman. He's a bum.
Right when he says he's a bum, the beat will drop and then we'll hit the climax of the video, which is gonna be a really sick montage of him. But before getting into that, we actually need some subtitles for the intro. And for that, I'm just gonna use CapCut Auto Caption, generate, and just like that, we have the subtitles. Then I added some video effects to make the footage a bit sharper and more HDR. And finally, it was time to start working on the hardest part of the edit, the montage. So I went out and downloaded some of the most badass footage of Conor, chopped them up, added all together, and threw in some transitions in between. And here's how the final edit looks like.
Kamaru Usman. Fuck him. Kamaru Usman. He's a bum.
Looks pretty promising. I mean, it's not perfect yet, but it's a good start. All right, let's upload this as Brian. Done. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, our first edit is up and live. So in less than 2 hours, we got 2 followers, 58 likes, and 730 views, which is honestly way better than I expected. And let's take a look at the comments real quick. Aiden the First says, reason why this video has 0 likes. I don't really understand. I don't understand if he's saying this video is so bad and that's why it has 0 likes, or if he's simply asking why this video has 0 likes because it's too good. I don't get it. Dylan replied, it ain't bad. Well, thank you, Dylan. I'll take it. Canadian Raja 92. What about Khabib? Is he still haunting him in his dreams? Listen, Canadian Raja, you need to get a job. I mean, I do too, but you need it more. Let me break it down. You're commenting about Khabib under a Conor McGregor's edit, which was posted a few minutes ago from a brand new account called Brian VFX6, who is not even a real person, and you're saying Khabib is better? Yeah, come on, you need to get a job. Suits! If you don't know what Suits is, it's a TV show, okay? But it's not any regular TV show. For some reason, every single edit of this show goes viral on TikTok instantly. So yeah, all I'm trying to say is that we can definitely go viral with a Suits edit. So that's what we're gonna make. This is so tight. Now, in order to make the best Suits edit, I had to start scrolling TikTok to find one of the most recent viral edits and basically try to replicate it. And the editing part was pretty straightforward because a big chunk of the edit was just a movie scene. All I had to do was adding the subtitles, some visual effects, and the montage at the very end. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm pretty stoked about this because the video we just copied has 14 million views. So it's pretty much guaranteed that we go viral. And maybe for whatever reason we don't get 14 million views, but I'm thinking we can do at least 1 million. So as you can see, the Suits video was a flop. We got 0. Some people say your video might be violating some policies, but I don't know. I don't know what the actual reason is, but just to be safe, I'm gonna private this video so it's not on our profile anymore, and hopefully we're not shadow banned. This is Jayoma, a lawyer who's been going viral like crazy since the past month. And believe it or not, people think he's literally the in real life Better Call Saul, which totally makes sense. I mean, my bro frees criminals and apparently the guy hasn't lost a single case. And just a few days ago, he dropped a documentary with Tyler Oliveira, which has 2.5 million views, and I think this is a great opportunity, so I'm gonna use this video to find some clips for our edits. And not gonna lie, there were some banger footage in this video, so we were able to make some really cool edits that I think TikTok would love. Upload TikTok. Let's go! The first Jayoma edit is now up and live, baby. And hopefully we are not shadow banned and we got some views. It's been about 3 hours and let's check it together. But first, please smash that subscribe button. I'm at just 3,000 subscribers and my goal is to... Come on, TikTok, let's see what you've done. Come on, 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 come on. Woo! We got 5,000 views! Let's go! Now 5,000 views might seem like nothing, but in this moment, I was pretty excited. I'm just happy that we are not shadow banned. Puss in Boots is an animation that was released about a year ago by DreamWorks, and since then people have fallen in love with the movie and the characters, and especially the antagonist, Death. And the thing is, people have been creating edits of this wolf over and over again. They absolutely love the guy. So for today's video, I've decided to create an edit of Puss in Boots. But in order to create the viral edit that captures the world's attention, I had to ensure everything was perfect. That's why I researched the most recent and viral edits of Puss in Boots, and I tried to create something similar, but even better. So guys, I think I spent about 4 hours on this edit, and that is absolutely crazy. However, this video is by far the best thing that I've ever created. This edit is better in every way imaginable. The footage quality is incredible. The visuals are stunning. The sound, the subtitles, everything is flawless. We finally made the viral edits. So yeah, we didn't go viral. I have no clue why. So in the next few days, I still kept trying to make the viral edit. I created an edit of Angelina Jolie, one for dogs, a monkey edit. I tried some more trendy topics like an edit of Joe Biden, the Hawk Twa girl, Alex Pereira, and even an edit of email. Yeah, you've heard it right. I actually ended up creating an email edit. Then I created an edit of Ice Cube's toothbrush, Gorilla Glue. Yeah, don't judge me. It was a lot of fun. But for some reason, they were performing mediocre at best or getting stuck at 0 views because according to TikTok, they're not eligible for you page because they're not original content. Yeah, whatever that means. I tried creating edits of many famous people so maybe I get views because of them, like Aisha Speed, Madison Beer, Logan Paul. Then Donald Trump almost got assassinated, so I created an edit of him and I thought that definitely goes viral because honestly that was such a good edit. But we only got 400 views. I was absolutely losing hope. I had no clue what else I can do. But the next day, the perfect idea popped into my head. Fuck diabolical.
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Interesting. Can it generate reports?
Boys is an Amazon Prime TV show which is basically a parody R-rated version of the Justice League and the Avengers. And right now this show is extremely popular because the new season is airing and it's all over the internet. And I'm talking about memes, edits, soundtracks. And I'm pretty sure 99% of you already watched the show, and if you haven't, you've probably heard about it in one way or another. I mean, doesn't this ring a bell?
Ashley, look at me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway guys, here's the game plan. Tonight, the last episode of The Boys Season 4 will drop, and I believe this is our best shot at going viral if we manage to get the edit out as soon as possible. It's showtime. So right after the episode drops, we'll create the best edit we possibly can and put it out sooner than anyone else. It's worth mentioning that since this was the last episode of the season, there were a lot of epic scenes to cover. So I watched the whole thing carefully to see which part is the most edit-worthy scene. And right around 1 a.m. after I finished watching, I got to work. And in order to get started, I had to download the episode from a sketchy website, and believe it or not, but in the process I won 3 iPhone 15 Pro Maxes, and apparently there are a lot of single moms in this area, which is kind of odd. I mean, the divorce rate is going up, I guess. It's not cool, dude. So the edit I decided to go with was from a crucial scene where the main hero disciplines his rude, spoiled brat of a son. I'm not gonna lie, I think it turned out pretty well. Guys, it's almost 4 a.m. and I'm absolutely cooked. I'm gonna upload this right now and I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Even though we are not even remotely close to our goal of 100,000 views, I still have faith in myself. I believe I can do it. And if I can't, well, I guess I'm a failure. So guys, here's the deal. We've tried everything. This is literally our last shot. We've made around 30 edits and you don't understand how hard and time consuming this entire challenge was. I genuinely think that if you haven't got a decent amount of views on this TikTok, there's just no way to go viral because this edit was perfect. Everything about it was perfect. The idea was perfect. The timing was perfect. So I really don't think there's another way for us to go viral if this video hasn't gone viral yet. That being said, let's check out the TikTok. Guys, we did it. 110,000 views overnight, which in fact is absolutely f***ing diabolical. And as I was thinking it couldn't get any better, just a few days later, the video surpassed 1 million views and Brian managed to gain around 1,000 followers. And you might be wondering how much TikTok gonna pay us now that we have that 100,000 valid views. Well, turns out TikTok Creativity Program is not even available in Canada, the place where I live, which is totally okay. After a rough journey filled with countless challenges, there was something I didn't recognize. Many people talk about TikTok Creativity Program or any other online side hustle as if they're easy free money. But the truth is, even something that seems really stupid and simple on paper, like creating Sigma or IO Skibidi Get edits on TikTok, in reality, it might not be as easy as it seems. You still need patience, dedication, skills, and maybe just a tiny bit of luck. But I'm happy regardless, because I proved that going viral on TikTok is still possible. And no, the algorithm is not against you, and TikTok has not shadow banned you. And if your videos are not
Need to run Windows on your Mac? Parallels Desktop makes it simple to integrate Windows apps into your Mac OS.
I feel like this needs to be discussed. I've been seeing this new type of FNAF content on my recommended page on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie, from the thumbnails alone, it's been freaking me out.
Soldier being brought to work at a concentration camp and posted on...
What the fuck? Yo! Twitter's most infamous artists. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty scared for what we're about to see in today's video, because I know artists in general already draw crazy stuff on YouTube, so imagine Twitter. Bro, do you know all the disgusting stuff on Twitter? You could go on Twitter and randomly just see some, like, dude in Brazil, shout out to Brazil, just get his head just, like, clean, just smooth, knocked off. That or, like, the craziest type of corn. So, hey,